Hello, welcome to the Gabis Arboretum at Purdue Northwest new volunteer presentation. I am Barb Rasky and I'm the coordinator for the volunteers here at the Arboretum. This is Gabis in a nutshell. You can see that we are a nonprofit organization and we are part of the Purdue Northwest family. We have over 300 acres of reserved woody plant collections, gardens, woodlands, savanna, wetlands, and prairie. We have more than 6 miles of hiking trails that allow visitors to experience the natural biodiversity of the landscape. We have themed displays, including the Hitz Family Rose Garden, Native Plant Garden, Oak Islands, Children's Garden, Tree Song Music Garden, and the Gabis Railway Garden. The Arboretum is open all year round. This is just a brief definition of what a nonprofit is, an incorporated organization which exists for education or charitable reasons and from which its shareholders or trustees do not benefit financially. Our funding does come from earned revenues, including admission, weddings, facility rentals, classes, hikes and tours, special events, conservation to go, and membership. We also have some unearned revenues that come in with donations from individuals, sponsorships, underwriting, and grants. The Gabis mission and vision. Gabis Arboretum at Purdue Northwest serves as a living laboratory for education, academic research, conservation, and engagement with the natural environment. The Arboretum is committed to providing educational opportunities which reside within and complement the academic curriculum of Purdue Northwest. To assure the sustainability of Gabis Arboretum at Purdue Northwest for future generations through environmental stewardship. This is a photograph of the founders of Gabis Arboretum, formerly known as Tall Tree. The former owners are Damien and Rita Gabis. And a brief history of the Arboretum. In 1998, the Arboretum became a non-for-profit foundation known as Tall Tree, and the prairie was planted. In 2000, our volunteer program began. In 2001, our Arboretum opened to the public. In 2003, our concert series began. In 2004, the display gardens were planted. In 2007, we held our first gala. In 2011, the Railway Garden opened. In 2013, the Adventure Garden, known as the Children's Garden, opened. And in 2018, the Tall Tree Arboretum was gifted to Purdue Northwest by the Tall Tree Foundation and the Gabis family. Purdue wanted to honor the Gabises, and so they changed the name to the Gabis Arboretum at Purdue Northwest. The Arboretum experiences over 50,000 visitors per year. We have over 1,000 members. We have 125 active volunteers. We have 20 docents. And at this time, we have 7 in-season staff. The Arboretum hours are open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. April through October, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. November through March. The office hours are 8 a.m. through 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Our admission fees are carload, $10. A Purdue Northwest student with ID is free, and members are free with their membership. The Railway Garden exhibit is open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. April through October to walk through and see the vignettes and the landscape. The trains run Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. April through October, and that is weather dependent. Benefits of being a member at the Gabis Arboretum are a discount of 10% on merchandise in our depot store, reciprocal membership with other arboretums, over 300 participating through the North American Public Gardens, discounts on classes and special events, and a free subscription to the Better Homes and Gardens magazine. The levels of our membership are $50 for an individual membership, which includes free admission for all passengers in the member's vehicle. Our senior membership, 55 and over, plus Purdue Northwest employees, is $40. It also includes free admission for all passengers in the member's vehicle. Purdue Northwest students are always free with their student ID. If you plan to visit another arboretum or garden in the reciprocal program, we do recommend strongly that you call ahead to verify their benefits. These are some things of the Arboretum etiquette. Please do not collect any living or non-living specimens. Dogs are permitted on the Gabis grounds with the exception of the Depot Visitor Center and the Railway Garden. All pets on the grounds must be on a leash and under control all times. Please pick up after your dog or animal, and there are waste deposits throughout the Arboretum. Please do not climb on the trees, sculptures, or structures. Wading and fishing are not permitted in the ponds, wetlands, or swamps. Feeding of wildlife is prohibited. Please park bicycles in the parking lot or bike racks provided. Trails and paths are for foot or stroller traffic only. Running is permitted on the trails. No admittance outside the regular visiting hours. And Gabis is a smoke-free, tobacco-free, and drug-free campus. Alcohol is prohibited except for special events and rentals with a licensed caterer. This is a photograph of some of our wonderful volunteers. Volunteer benefits include fulfillment from making a contribution to conservation and education, opportunity to gain hands-on knowledge through specialized training, meet new people with similar interests and develop friendships, free admission on the days that you volunteer. After 30 hours of volunteer service, a free individual membership is included, and an invitation to the annual volunteer appreciation event. Admission to the gardens for volunteers, again, free admission permitted during an assigned volunteer shift, and other times admission is with a daily admission fee or a membership card. Our dress code for volunteers includes a Gabis shirt and name tag, and closed-toe footwear is required when on the grounds. The scheduling of volunteers is done through the volunteer coordinator or the department head for whichever area you would be working. Unavoidable absences must be reported to the volunteer coordinator as soon as possible so a replacement can be found. We do ask that our volunteers record their hours. We ask that you sign in when you arrive and sign out when leaving. It is important to record the hours for your recognition and for any grants that we may apply for. We have log books located in the gatehouse, train depot, North Barn, or the office. Or you can record them on an email and send them into the volunteer coordinator. The screening process includes a volunteer information form, background checks for some positions, and driver's license checks for some positions. We also have an orientation for all volunteers, including seasoned volunteers, and we have training for specialized areas like the railway garden or a hike docent. The age requirements for being a volunteer here at the Arboretum are 15 and under must be accompanied by an adult the whole time they're here. In order to be placed on the Gabis volunteer email list, volunteers must be 18 years or older and have written permission from a parent or guardian. Volunteers operating trains in the railway garden must be 18 or older. If a staff member is present while you're on volunteering, always go to them first for any questions or concerns. During an event or volunteer project, a contact sheet will be provided with the staff member's number for any questions or concerns during that event or project. Comments and suggestions are always welcome. Please discuss them with the volunteer coordinator. Communication is very important. Please report any changes in address, phone number, or email to the volunteer coordinator. The volunteer coordinator primarily communicates with volunteers via email, but if you do not have an email, another method can be arranged. There's the volunteer coordinator contact information. The 989-8487 number is my direct line here at the Arboretum, my email, and the general office telephone number. This is a photograph of an aerial view of the Gabis property. This is the entry gate with a wild turkey snuck in there. This is the canopy as you enter the Arboretum, and it changes seasonally. A photograph of our beautiful welcome garden. We have flowers and plants and shrubs planted in this area that change seasonally. This is our pavilion garden. This is where most of our events are held, including wedding ceremonies. This is our native plant garden where we have flowers and plants planted to attract pollinators and butterflies. The Hitz family rose garden in full bloom. The Children's Adventure Garden. In this garden, we try to plant vegetables so that children and adults both can see where their food comes from. You can see there are some beautiful lush plants, and those are providing lots of good things to eat. This is our Depot Visitor Center. This is the entrance to the railway garden. And also we have events planned in this area sometimes as well. A photograph of the beautiful railway garden. Another photograph of the railway garden with a train running. This is the Lincoln Funeral Train exhibit. And just some of the beautiful plants and conifers that were planted in the railway garden at the beginning in 2011. This is the restored wetland that we have on property, home to lots of different wildlife, lots of different birds to see. And a beautiful spot to sit and look out onto the wetlands. This is a bur oak. We have several bur oaks on the property, beautiful trees. And this is where our signature tree on all our branding comes from. Oak Islands is an area where we have oak trees from all over the world. This is just one photograph of part of our 5+ miles of hiking trails. and the beautiful Gabis prairie in full bloom. A barred owl, a fawn, wild turkeys, and some beautiful little birds. The Arboretum is home to lots of different type of wildlife. A great place to come bird watching. Our volunteer opportunities are through the education department. We have lots of different opportunities with education. We have hikes, school hikes, and adult education hikes. We have some outreach programs where we go to area schools and teach about the Arboretum. The Railway Garden is a great place to volunteer. We have always need for people to operate the trains and repair and work on them. We have people that walk around the garden visiting with our guests and explaining all the historic vignettes. The gardening and the grounds organization has lots of things to do. We have invasive removal and restoration. And of course, we have lots of weeds that need to be picked and some beautiful gardens that need to be planted with flowers. And the grounds team always is looking for people to help with building benches or picnic areas and signs and bridges, all kinds of things around the Arboretum. The office staff can help with entering data, mailings, and the events team is very important when we have our concert series or weddings and other events classes where we need assistance monitoring all our guests. Being a volunteer here at the Arboretum is a wonderful opportunity. We can't do what we do here at the Arboretum without our volunteers, and we do love the ones that we have, and we always welcome new ones to join our team. Thank you for joining us. We hope that this gives you a great perspective of what volunteering with the Gabis Arboretum at Purdue Northwest is like.